iHeart, get ready. Fantasy football is here. Welcome to the Full-Time Fantasy Show. FulltimeFantasy.com is home to the Fantasy Football World Championships and the best players in the world. Real money winners giving their secrets to help you win. Now exclusively on iHeart. This is the Full-Time Fantasy Show with your host, the one, the only, Dr. Roto.
Dr. Roto, get out the insurance cards, get out the copay. The office is open, my friends. All right, let's get to some news and notes, and then we'll break down week 6. Texans offensive lineman Titus Howard suffered a torn MCL, so he's going to be out for a few weeks. He won't have surgery, but he should be out for a few weeks, so not good news for the Texans. Excuse me there. Sammy Watkins, there's optimism that he's going to come back. I mean, that offense we saw, and we'll discuss it later, how it works with Tyreek Hill when it works with Sammy Watkins. And Hill, I mean, that's what they're missing. I mean, Byron Pringle's good, Sammy Watkins better. Patrick Peterson will be back next week. Congratulations, he gets to play against the Giants. It may make a difference. Byron Murphy and Patrick Peterson might make a difference because right now the secondary is putrid. Okay? Jameis Winston, Bruce Arians says, hey, Jameis Winston's he's trying to be Superman. You think? Bruce? Way to call on that one. Jameis is a disaster. All right, Deshaun Jackson, they're hoping that he can return in week 7 against the Cowboys. We'll discuss that more. All right, so let's get to the games. Let's break them down. Steelers, Chargers. Let me ask you this question. What happened to Melvin Gordon? 8 carries, 18 yards. He looks slow. He does. He looks slow. Now look, Dr. Roto, he held out. Okay, I get the fact that he held out. I get it. But that doesn't mean he should be slow. It just means that, his speed didn't go away in a few weeks. He looks off. And this team looks terrible. The Chargers look terrible. Yes, they scored 17 points in the fourth quarter because the Steelers stopped playing. This game was over. All right? Here's a bright light. Hunter Henry. Bright light. 8 for 102 touchdowns. If you didn't start him this week, I apologize. It's not my fault. The team said they would use him in a limited fashion. He didn't look so limited to me. He looked pretty good. Mike Williams, 5 for 72. Keenan Allen, 2 for 33. I mean, this team works well when 2 things happen. Keenan Allen gets the ball, and Austin Eckler. When you don't do those things, the Chargers are not winning. The Steelers were the better team, even with Delvin Hodges. Benny Snell ran, James Conner ran, but you've got to get Juju Smith-Schuster involved. You just do. I know Casey Hayward was on him, but seriously, you're not going anywhere if you don't get him involved. All right, the Panthers are playing the Bucs. They played in England. Kyle Allen, I think, is making a case. I don't think you bench Cam Newton. I think what you do is you say, Kyle, you start until you start to suck. I don't know, but I don't know if you bench Cam Newton. But Carolina's 4-2 right now. Hard to bench him. I don't know. It's a problem. But here's what's no problem. Christian McCaffrey. Only 31 yards rushing. Tampa Bay's got a good run defense, but he also had 26 yards receiving and 2 big touchdowns. But what I was happy to see in this game was that Moore and Samuel got involved. Olsen should have been more involved. This was a problem because this was a good start against Tampa Bay, who doesn't cover the tight end well. But, when you're getting Moore and Samuel involved, that's great because it takes the pressure off McCaffrey. For Tampa Bay, this game was terrible. Seriously. At the end of the third quarter, it's 27-10. Wasn't really that close. Jameis Winston's not good. He had 5 picks. 5 picks. Count them up. But you know who is good? Chris Godwin, 10 for 151. That's pretty good. And O.J. Howard fans, I don't know. Byron Leftwich can tell me that it's going to come. It's not coming fast enough for me. At this point, I just don't know what to do. All right, the Vikings against the Eagles. I think we should have expected Stephon Diggs to have the big day. I wrote about it. It was in my start-sit column. I love Stephon Diggs this week. And I want to give a lot of credit to Kirk Cousins. He aired the ball out the last 2 weeks. Will he continue to do that? I don't know. but I know he did it when he needed to. And look, they ran on the Eagles. Madison, 63 yards. I mean, this guy, if Dalvin Cook is out, oh my God, Madison is a beast of epic proportions. But Diggs and Thielen played very well, and Kirk Cousins did. For the Eagles, look, you got to get Miles Sanders more involved. You can't have 3 carries for 6 yards. I know that Minnesota's got a good run defense, but you have to get this guy involved in the game, right? He is an impact player. Jordan Howard is not. So, I don't know. I think Doug Peterson has to work on this. They're playing the Cowboys next week. The Cowboys look terrible right now, but we'll discuss that more soon. Speaking of terrible, the Bengals are just simply terrible. So I'm going to say this. I think I'm done with Andy Dalton. And I think if I were the Bengals, I'd be done with Andy Dalton. I'd be tanking for Tua at this point. Right? Start over. Get an offensive line. Get a quarterback. Let's figure this out. Get the number 1 pick, number 2 pick. Maybe you can trade for things. You can have opportunities. People will move up. Get the number 2 pick, or number 1 pick. People will want you. I would lose all 16 games. Absolutely. Auden Tate played well. Tyler Boyd did nothing. If you're frustrated with that, you should be. But Marlon Humphrey was all over him. For the Ravens, what is the one thing you can do on Cincinnati? Run the football. Lamar Jackson, 152 yards. Mark Ingram, 52 yards. Gus Edwards, 34 yards. Justice Hill, 31 yards. It's a field day against the Bengals. Seriously. That's what you do against the Bengals. You just run it, run it, run it. So in DFS, there you go. All right? I'm breaking news to you there. I got to tell you how impressed I am with the Seattle Seahawks. 5-1. Russell Wilson just gets it done. The Browns were winning 20-6. I was all thinking the Browns are winning this game, and Russell Wilson just brings this team back after losing Will Dissly. I mean, that's just simply amazing to me. They didn't even throw it to Tyler Lockett that much, right? Jerron Brown had 2 touchdowns. Moore was out there. Metcalf made a real good catch. This team is just playing well, but the Browns suck. I'm telling you. Baker Mayfield, sad to say this because I'm a Baker Mayfield fan, but as of this moment right now, he's got to be the most overrated quarterback in the NFL. I mean, Nick Chubb is running amok. He looks tremendous. When you have a running game like that, it's got to be better. I mean, you made some good plays, but it just seems like a lot of balls are getting tipped, and Seattle's in the right spot. I don't know. And Freddie Kitchens just has no clue what he's doing. He should not be a head coach. I'm throwing that out there. When you get a head coach, you get Bill Cowher, right? You get John Gruden. You get Freddie Kitchens to be your offensive coordinator. That's what you do. It's a bad hire. I know you didn't want to bring in anybody else and confuse the offense. Well, what was Freddie Kitchens going to leave? He's not that good. Let him leave. You're going to fire him anyway. Seriously, he's gone. You know that, right? I'll tell you who shouldn't be gone. The Saints defense. The Saints defense has just been spectacular, holding Gardner Minshew to 163 passing yards. I mean, D.D. Westbrook and Chark, they were just held down. Leonard Fournette is a fantastic player. I mean, he is. 72 yards rushing, 6 receptions, 46 yards. But after that, they did nothing. The Saints just killed them. Mike Thomas is always open. He's always open. And he got Kamara and he got Jared Cook involved, Teddy Bridgewater. So good for Teddy Bridgewater. I mean, a lot of people thought that the Saints weren't going to win without Drew Brees. I said to Adam Ronis on our radio show, I said, I think the Saints could go 4-2. I may be even better than that. I did. Because the defense is that good. All right, speaking of defense, the Chiefs are in big, big trouble. Their defense is putrid. But do you see what this team looks like when Tyreek Hill's there? Tyreek Hill is such a difference maker. You have Hill. You have Kelsey. They need Watkins. They're not playing at full steam. I mean, Mahomes looks good this year, but they can't run the ball. I mean, LaShawn McCoy looked okay in spots, but something's missing. I think Darrell Williams needs to be more involved. How about Damian Williams too? Want them more involved. So let's see. For the Texans, what did I say before on Friday's radio show? For those of you listening, I was very clear. I said if Carlos Hyde had more than 80 yards rushing, the Texans would win. Carlos Hyde had 116 yards and a touchdown. Boom. The Chiefs' run defense is terrible. The way to win is to run, and then rush Mahomes. Blitz Mahomes and run the ball and control that clock. And trust me, Denver's going to do that next week. They're going to do it to the best of their ability. Royce Freeman, Phillip Lindsay, running it 15 times each. You run it until you run it until you run it. You win the coin flip and you start running the football. If you lose the coin flip and Mahomes scores, you're in trouble, right? But if you can win the coin flip and you run the football, you can keep it there. Darren Fells, 6 for 69. Hopkins, 9 for 55. I mean, 9 catches is a lot, but 55 yards, you need more. I mean, he is one of the best players. Hopkins, one of the best players, and we're not seeing it. I don't want to say it was a bad first-round pick, but right now it was a bad first-round pick. The Redskins and Dolphins. How is Brian Flores, how can he even look you in the eyeball and say that Josh Rosen's their team's quarterback? I'll tell you why. They don't want to win. They want to tank for Tua. If you put Ryan Fitzpatrick in the game, you might actually win, and that would be a no-no. You're not going to be this bad and not to get him. You need him. You need the Bengals to win. You needed the Redskins to win. Trust me when I tell you there was no shock that they went for that 2-point conversion, and it was no shock that they didn't get it. I'm not throwing it out there. I'm just throwing conspiracy theory. Trust me, they didn't want to score. But for Miami, Mark Walton, more involved. 6 carries, 32 yards, 5 receptions, 43 yards. Albert Wilson had 5 receptions. Let's watch that. For the Redskins, Peterson and McLaurin. That's it. Don't bring up any other names besides those two. Seriously, don't ever mention the Redskins and bring up any 2 names besides those 2. All right, the Cardinals and Falcons. I think that the Cardinals are getting closer and closer. Kyler Murray is playing really well. He is. Now, of course, he played the Falcons this week. I wish they could do that every week. And I'm going to want to see them against Seattle and against San Francisco. But right now, Kyler Murray's playing well. And he's running the football. He's throwing the football. And where's Christian Kirk? You haven't even seen Christian Kirk yet. I want Chase Edmonds to get more opportunities. I like this kid. I really do. I've been saying that. For Atlanta, Austin Hooper was devastating because the Cardinals can't stop the tight end. Start Evan Engram this week. I beg you. Julio Jones, 8 for 108. I expected more. Devonta Freeman, though, 88 yards rushing. That was good to see. All right, let's take a look at the next game on our list, the 49ers and Rams. I found this to be the most confusing game ever. How can Sean McVay game plan this way and think that they were going to win? The 49ers have the best run defense in the NFL. And yet you're running the football? Jared Goff is throwing it 24 times. Now, I know that the 49ers ran the ball beautifully. They ran well. They passed when they had to. By the way, Tevin Coleman with the worst drop in the history I've ever seen of football. But the Rams, you got to throw the football. I mean, come on. You can't run against this team and you're running the football. I don't get it. With backups. Cooper Kupp, 4 for 17? Hello, that's why you lost. Never ask yourself why you lost. When your best player goes 4 for 17, you lose. It's the Keenan Allen effect. This is an easy one. 49ers are playing inspired football. The play calling has been outrageously good. The defense looks charged up. And Jimmy Garoppolo is not making that many mistakes. I love what I'm seeing there at San Francisco. I really do. They look great. They may be the second most balanced team that I've seen this year. All right. I have 3 words for you. Just play Tannehill. I think that Marcus Mariota has to be done in Tennessee. It's that bad. If you want to have any chance of making the playoffs, you give the ball to Tannehill. You let him practice for the week as the starter, and you see what he can do. Tannehill's not a bad quarterback. He's not bad. Not good, but he's better than Marcus Mariota. Marcus Mariota is terrible. Marcus Mariota was good when he was allowed to run. When he can't run, he's not good. He's terrible. He was a system quarterback at Oregon. So, I don't know what to tell you. I will say this. On my waiver wire, I'm adding Adam Humphries because I think Ryan Tannehill will use him all day long. All day long. For Denver, Joe Flacco is just not good. But Phillip Lindsay and Royce Freeman are good. And Cortland Sutton's good. I just want to see Drew Lock. I don't know how good a player he is, but I'm ready to see them. But the Broncos' run defense, kudos to the Broncos' run defense. A lot better. A lot better. Okay. Was there anything more shocking than the Cowboys lost to the Jets? So let me just say this. Jason Garrett has to be fired right now. Immediately. Here's why. He's lost the team. He has completely lost his team. It's over. They're not listening to him. Now, the problem is this. Jerry Jones wants a guy he can control. He can control Jason Garrett. He brings in another guy, maybe he can't control him. That's the problem. And Jerry Jones needs control at all times. So, I don't know. I think Jerry Jones needs to hire the right guy and sit back and let the guy coach. Because Jason Garrett is awful. Now look, I know Amari Cooper got injured. I get that. But the Jets played great football. Sam Darnold, 338 yards, 2 touchdowns. He saw the field well. And you got to be excited if you're a Jet fan. Crowder played well. Anderson played well. Bell played well. Darnold played well. Maybe there's hope. The defense was not so great, by the way. Need to work on that. But the offense looked pretty good without Chris Herndon. So, as much as I despise Adam Gase, despise him, things are looking up there for New York. I hope it continues. All right, Green Bay against Detroit tonight. If you need players, here are the players I like. In Detroit, I like Kerryon Johnson. You can beat Green Bay by running the football. I don't love Kenny Golladay. I don't love Marvin Jones tonight. I don't love Hopkins. I don't love anybody else, really, outside of Kerryon Johnson. I don't love Matthew Stafford either. I love one guy. I love Kerryon Johnson tonight. They're going to want to run the football. For Green Bay, Jamal Williams is back, which means that Aaron Jones may not get all the touches, even though he deserves every last one of them. I like Aaron Rodgers, as I always do. I don't really like Geronimo Allison. I don't like Jimmy Graham. Valdez-Scantling I'm okay with. I don't know. I see this as a very low-scoring game and good defense. A lot of sacks, a lot of ugly plays. I don't know. Maybe Jake Kumaro makes a play. I can see that. I don't know why, but I have a feeling that he makes a play tonight. But I think if I was betting in this game, I'd go under. All right, time now to put away the insurance cards, put away the copay. The office is closed, my friends. I wish you guys luck tonight if you need it. Remember, check me out at fulltimefantasy.com. Enter the promo code ROTO50 for 50% off your first 2 months. And, of course, at si.com/fantasy. My articles are there twice a week. All right, guys, this is Dr. Roto saying be well and take care.
Thanks for listening to Full Time Fantasy. There's never been a better time to join and go full-time. Visit fulltimefantasy.com. Use the promo ROTO50 for 50% off your first 2 months. And don't forget, fantasy players, please thumbs up the podcast on the iHeart app. See you next time.